more on paper. Yeah. Okay. Last week we've done some very quite technical sketching. Last week basically we prepare Hagia Sophia. But as today I'm going to introduce a new technique. Maybe some of you may be having some difficulties to finish or to have a nice sketching, or you know, everybody have their own ways of doing sketching. Now as for today, everybody have their paper. So I have another piece of paper for me to put my hand on, basically, so that it will not smudge the drawing. So normally when we do a sketching on paper A3, we're gonna I always establish my center point. Basically, this center part basically is to control the sketch. So it will go, you will not go this way or this way or this way or this way. Yeah. Okay. I hope you all can follow what I'm doing today, basically. So we're gonna draw a forest. So it's very simple, basically. First, what I need you to do is to establish a drawing or the tree form. The tree form, you can start from this box. So it's divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. So I'm going to start from this box first. So I'm going to draw the trees. Yeah. You adjust yourself a bit, maybe about 3 centimeters from below portions. And then from that, you can draw a line, go up. So this is one tree. Just make yourself, relax, and then do line trees like that. That's number one. Then next, we're going to do another tree coming from here, and then go this way. Some small branches. You can create branches here already, and then like that. Branches, and then this one go this way. Yeah, and then come back below portion. And this one you can continue a bit, put 1 or 2 or 3 branches and stop like that. And then this part we're gonna make it slightly dense with 3 trunks, basically. So you don't have to follow exactly what I'm trying to do, but just free flow. So another 3 here, and then the 3 here. With some branch in the middle. Okay. And then this bit is going to be another 3 here, going up at the back. Okay, and there's one more here. Just make the below portion, leave it like that, it's fine. So I have another one here coming like that. And then one more 3 here. So we're going to create a forest, and then we might create another like a entrance to the forest. But for the time being, we just draw a tree trunk, basically. Yeah. And then, okay, now we're encroaching to the middle part. Now, at the middle part, we draw one tree trunk here. You don't have to be detailed. Just create, because tree is an organic things, living plant, basically, so it's an organic. So you can have a few numbers of shape. Now, once you come into this box and this box, we're going to create like a small road going as empty area, basically. Just indicate like that, just as an empty area. So this will become like that. And then go here. Yeah, just like that. And then from here, this side, we're going to have another tree going up. Here. And another branch here, another tree. You don't have to follow exactly, basically, what I'm doing. But as long as you have an idea that we're going to put like a few row of trees. So the area that you're going to put the tree trunk, basically, it's going to be like a random area. Yeah. Just an outline. Don't have to be detailed. This is one of the trees behind, and then there will be a couple of other trees at the back. Just create a line like that only. Yeah. And then small tree trunk somewhere around here at the back here. And go like that. And then some here at the back. And then at the end of this road also, we might put maybe one here. And one here. And then maybe one here. Yeah. Okay. So I think it's enough for me now to, so these are the quite a dense forest basically, but we just indicate the outline for the tree trunk only. Yeah. So hopefully everybody got it. Yeah. Okay. The techniques normally when you do sketching, basically, we're gonna start somewhere in the middle first. This is the important part, because when you start in the middle, you are concentrating your sketch or your rendering at the middle, so that the surrounding part later on is gonna be your some sort of frames, like what we did for Hagia Sophia last time. So I concentrate a lot in the middle, but the rest gradually it become fit. So basically, in terms of detail wise, it become less and less and less once you grow out. So you grow outside the area. Now I'm gonna start in the middle first. Yeah. Now the techniques that I'm gonna show it to you today, basically what we call, some of the artists call it like a negative void or a negative space. Negative space, we fill it with a dark color. So positive is going to be a white because we only have two color, black and white. Yeah. So we're going to do a negative technique now. So first I'm going to start in the middle. What I do basically, I'm going to start doing some look like a grass here. Yeah. Like grass. So just like a grass shape. So make sure when you're doing this, you don't encroach your grass inside the tree trunk. So make sure it's outside. Here is at the below area. Yeah. So make sure that you don't encroach into the tree trunks. So next, what you need to do now, you keep doing this, but this time you can press your pencil and make it much more darker. So press my pencil and make it more darker, this area. So make sure you don't encroach into the tree area. Yeah. And then make sure also you have another piece of paper to put your hand so that it will not smudge your paper. I done this part. And this area here. So I don't do any detail basically. I just make it dark black, but with a stroke, vertical stroke basically. Yeah. Vertical stroke. Small part of this area. And the rest you leave it first. We start the one in the, at the bottom part first. As you can see, once I start doing this, you can see now your drawing start to getting more alive. Same also coming on this part. Basically, you do some vertical stroke like a grass just to show this area, because like we haven't done any bushes area first. So normally nearby the road we have grass at the bottom part of the trees. Same also on this part. I try to make it darker. While you doing this, basically try to vary your stroke up to this part, and we will come back to this portion later. Some of this you can put darker area between the branch. Make sure you don't encroach into the trees. So this part also I'm doing the same. It's like to finish this. Some people love doing this detailing part basically because you know you can go into much more detail if you concentrate. But also if you just draw in relaxed way, basically you just scraping up. It's like what I'm doing now, basically. Yeah. So now you all also have to know when you start doing the tree trunk, all these three, they have a different distance from each other. So meaning that these two may be at the furthest area, yeah, at the end of the road, and this one is in the middle. So the root of the trees going to be somewhere in the middle here. You can see the other tree become nearer and nearer to you. So it will create effect of distance. Maybe another tree here. Okay, just make it darker a bit. So normally on the below part, just above the grass, you make it darker, because later on we're gonna finish with a different texture above this area, above this darker area, we're going to have a different texture, so that we create a different type of leaf. You can see some of the one is the back there. I just put a darker. You don't have to do any detail on the tree trunk yet. Like that. So what I will do basically on this area here, just to indicate where the bottom part of the, you can see now the reason why we put it darker, basically just to hide, so that you didn't have to do much detail. You don't have to go into more detail part. So this is much more a simple way how to sketch a forest basically, yeah, or scenery. You will use darker color to cover the detail part. If we are going to use a concept of light, it's going to be difficult, because you know the light will pass through the leaf, then it's going to be difficult for you to draw it. But after we finish this, I can show you one or two method, maybe one method how to show how the light pass through the leaf within the trees. So I finish mine on this part. Then I'm going to start doing a bit on here between these two trees. This tree, I think we make it at a distance. So how to make it a distance? You just cover this portion here with a vertical texture. So this texture basically going a bit into the tree, into the road, because this is also like a very informal road. Yeah. So what we try to do now to imitate like a grass effect within the forest. Okay, you leave here a bit, and then maybe we can do some shape here like a stone, and then the grass can come up in between. You can see now. Then next, what I will do, let me adjust this one a bit. We will do it, we will try to do it as fast as we could, basically, because it's just a sketch. But at the same time, this is good in order for you to learn how to control your stroke, so that you will not encroach into area that you don't want to draw, or area that you want to make it white. So now basically you just fill in the gap between the trees. Yeah. Faster. Here. So you can see now the perimeter of the trees, I make it darker. So this is one of the technique. What either they call it negative technique, or they call it like contrast technique between black and white. Basically, most of the actual things that you want to show here basically is the white area or the tree trunk. But you don't draw inside it, but you draw in the perimeter in between. That. Okay. Now, I don't really want to concentrate on this part basically because this part's going to be could be the last part. So I leave it like that. So now, as you can see now, you can see I established the below area with just a darker color basically. Yeah. So the next step, the next stage that we're going to do is to draw a leaf. As you know, in the forest, there are different type of leaf, different size of the leaf. So what we will do today is just to uh, different stroke or different shape that we're going to do. First, we're going to do like a W shape. Yeah, W shape. I just write W only, yeah, to fill in the gap here. So, okay, it will be easier, whichever that meet your trees, you just darken it, and the rest you can put like that. So, just a W shape. Very simple. So whichever at the tip of the where you stop your branches, just do W there, do W there, and W there. Yeah. See what I do basically, just create a W shape. Just do like a twist. Yeah. So just you don't have to be precise. So what I'm doing now, I try to fill in the gap with this leaf shape. And then whichever area below it, we just darken it. So I just make it myself easy, just to darken it. Since it's at the back, so it's not that much detail. We can simply do it over and over on top of it, on top of each other basically, yeah. See? Or you can mix also with a vertical stroke. Also some area you can make it darker. And then some area you can leave it slightly white. You can leave the white area a bit also, just to differentiate the level or the layers of the trees or of the leaf. Sorry. So see, the further you go, the more dense of the areas. Another way is that you can see some of the area. I leave it. You can see there's some small gap which shows white color. Yeah, or white which shows the white of the paper. I'll just leave it like that. So next, what we'll do basically a very light, just scribble on top vertically, to make it gray color. Some of the area you can make it gray, some of the area you can leave it as white. So what I did, those areas, since this area is at the back, So I make it slightly gray, so it can create some shadow effect basically to this area. So some gray area a bit, yeah, and then also same here, make it gray, and the rest we try to fill in with a W. So this is going to be W. So whichever that you meet the perimeter, you can darken it so that you establish the tree trunk, and then the rest you can make it slightly gray or dark color. So try to finish this area also. Normally the one that near the gap, you make it dark, yeah, that, and then you can just scribble. You make it that just to establish the branch of the trees. So I will finish this area soon. As you can see, some of the part I make it slightly gray, and some of the part I make it darker. Maybe I leave this part slightly lighter. And then you don't have to control in terms of your angle of your pencil basically, because when you're doing the W shape or W, when you try to create texture, you can vary your stroke, you know, different angle and different tonality also, you can do that. So see, try to vary it. This one I make it slightly lighter, and then whiter here. So you can see I can finish off this area here. Now, so the center part more or less are done. Now come to this area here. Okay, some of these areas, if it is too big, you can do like this also. You can do like that. And then you vary your darkness. So I just do like that. Some people you want to do like this also, so okay. You can do like this also. Just to create the variety of the shape of the leaf basically, yeah. I think this is quite simple. I think everybody should be able to do this basically, yeah. Very simple. You don't have to make it solid all. Some of the area maybe you just leave it slightly white or slightly gray, but you make sure you fill in, you establish the perimeter of the tree trunks to establish the shape of the trees. See, and this area here. Now I'm going to this part here. I'm going to vary a different. You can see I tried to do a different type of stroke. This is like a star stroke basically. You can do a star, so you can do combination. Scribble down, and then some of the gap you can fill it with the black tone to solidify it. So I just make it grayish area here. Yeah. A small portion here. And then I'm going to continue up to this portion here. You can see there's a leaf here, leaf here. So normally the branch we stop like that, and then we just put a darker tone between the branch, so it's easier. This is one of the simplest way to draw trees, basically. Yeah. You don't have to worry whether you create mistake or not, because for example, I make a slightly mistake. For example, here I make a mistake. I encroach into the trees here. So what I will do, leave it as it is. This portion, maybe you can establish like a shape here. So it's acting like a leaf on this part here. Yeah. So, but I try to cover the line using a grayish tone. See, when you varies between the darker color and tone color, it will create some sort of effect. Maybe next lesson, maybe next to last two lesson, we might try to draw like a 3D, just a fun sketching to do a 3D drawing or 3D sketch. Like what we did last time. I think there's one lesson that we did the 3D drawing to show how the door is open and the shadow of the door. So it's look 3D. Okay, I've done my part here. So try to put some gray finish here. And then you can do a smaller part. Then another technique basically is to do like this. This is another technique. I just do zoom a bit. Zoom this a bit. So this is another technique to draw trees. Basically, before this, we just draw like that, the W. So another technique, basically, you can draw like this. It's not a circle, just like a eclipse shape, but you can do it one by one, just like that. Just like a fish scale, yeah. So this giving a different texture to the leaf. This is another technique. You do a random, even though it's a random, look like a random, but you can like create a shape from it. So I have one branch here. I just make it darker, just to establish the tree trunk. Okay. So these trees have a different type of okay. Another type is that what we did for Hagia Sophia last time, we can also draw a line like this. Yeah, continuation of line. 1, 2, maybe with a different layer. So what I did is that I draw a line. You don't encroach into the tree trunk, but you can stop short and then draw like that. And then you can fill some of the portion here with black tone. I fill it with the black tone, and outside, basically, I make it a very light color, grayish color. Some area here we need to make it black to show the trees. Yeah, all the tree trunk. So just to scribble area only, yeah. Scribble. And then at the same time, you mix your stroke to create different texture. So some of the area I leave it white, some of the area I make it gray, just to give the tonality. So I will try to finish this part, small part here. As much as possible, I try not to encroach into the area. I'm sure those who are that good in painting will be able to finish better than me. Yeah, this is basically the basic composition or basic technique to establish to make the drawing, to establish some of the trees here. Yeah, you want to show it that very simple, very simple sketch. Oh, there's some more here. Forgot to fill in. So I just put that to show like a trees here. Make it slightly darker here to establish the tree trunk. Here also a bit. And then there'll be trees there. Here also I put some trees here. Okay, mine on this part. Let me zoom out a bit so that we can see. Yeah. Okay. You can see now. I need to finish off this part now so that we can have a complete, more or less a complete sketch. Another technique basically is to do like this. A side stroke, but with a different layer. Then in between the branches, we darken it. So I just do a quick. Then gray, a gray color. You can see now, once you're doing like this, it's make it more dense. Very simple. With a darker color here. Yeah, over here also. Very simple. Dark color. And then darker gray, bit of gray. So do some form. And then here, darken it. It's a very quick sketch. Now we need some grass here. Yeah, the perimeter, the edge of the road also needs some grass. So I just select some of the area and cover the below part of the trees. Yeah. Okay, we can draw some shape like that, maybe like a stone, yeah. And then put some grayish, give some tonality basically, slightly tone and slightly darker some of the area. So just create and then put grass in between here. So this area I make it a very light gray at the back. See here. See now. Portion here we can put some of the line like that, horizontal basically, just to show the texture of the sand or soil here basically, yeah. Maybe the bit of stone. Just scribble like that. Yeah. So you can enclose it a bit, and then maybe here, this small portion here, some grass, patch of grass here, and then we have our stone this area here. Okay. Now, so this portion here, okay. What I will do, I will slightly make it solid because it's too white here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just do a light horizontal line from here, going to be slightly darker, and then gradually when it start coming outside, you make it lighter and lighter and lighter. Or you can use your finger, you can do like that also, yeah, within this area, so it become gray color. Okay, so now you can use this. So I'll do a very simple one. I just take my finger, I try to smudge the tree trunk here so that it will not become that white. Very simple one. Yeah, very light gray. So to solidify it a bit. So, okay. Now you can see now. This is a very simple technique of doing a forest, but you haven't put any birds or you haven't put any other rest basically. So okay, we are nearly towards the end of the class today. So the next stage or the next thing that you can do with this type of sketch is to establish some detailing area or some detail to this area here, to the tree here, the one that near you. The one at the back basically, you know, you just giving like a very light, but just follow the tree trunk. You can do a very light sketch just to solidify it a bit. I do it very rough basically, but at least since this two is at the back, you can see now, I try to put some organic or some straw to solidify the trees here. So I can zoom it a bit, at least you can see what I'm doing basically. Okay, I zoom it a bit. So see these two. So I just run the tip of my pencil, just follow the shape of the trees, just to create the skin of the trees basically. Yeah, very simple one. You can just create a few lines basically, so it become like a skin of the trees. Same also for this trees. You can start from here. For example, you can start from here, then you can drag it down, and then you make your hand freely, and then you just follow the shape. At the same time, you can create some like a wave pattern, right? So that's for these trees, and these trees also you can do the same. Very simple. If you go outside to the garden or to the area, some of the trees you're gonna have, you know, the skin is gonna be something like that, and then like that. Yeah. Or you can follow, if you have a table, wood table, there's some grain that's showing the grain of the wood. So this is how we're gonna do for the tree trunk, just to show some grain. And this is what I'm doing now, just to show some grain of the trees. Very simple. Just outline basically a few lines only. Just to show the grain. So I just like that. Very simple. So for this tree, since this tree, I don't want to do that much detail. I leave it like that. Just a few grain line. Yeah. Maybe we can need to put some slightly back color here. Darker for this to show. Okay. And then this area need to be slightly gray. Okay. And then here for this tree, can do some green here for this branch, green for this branch, and just do a quick touch up. Just do a light line basically. Yeah, just do a light line just to show the green of the trees. Free and easy. Yeah, the green like that. So it's up to your creativity how you're going to do the grain or the skin shape of the trees. Just do a quick one. Some of you also can do like this. You can do like for the trees, instead of doing grain, you can do like this also. Like this also you can do, but one side of the trees you can do like this. Leave this side white, and this side you can do like that. So just to show the shape of the trunk. So the trunk will not become like a 2D, it become a 3D, kind of 3D trunk. So you can do like this also. So if you're doing the shape like this, for example, you can do your stroke, fill in like that for the trees. So it can create a different effect for each of the trees. Now, then also, there are branches which are small. So I just do a line like that. Darker line, yeah. Maybe show darker line like that to show that there's a branches, a thin branch, small branch. So it can be a black color. Yeah, go like that, and then few branch out. Same also here, branch out. Don't be afraid. You see that for this sketch, basically we have not touched, or we have not hold, or we have not using any eraser basically. So same, more or less. Let me zoom out a bit. I zoom out a bit to show the more or less finished forest. Okay, now I've more or less I've done mine. So don't forget your signature. So this is one of the most important part in doing sketching. So I'm going to select one corner. You can select this side or somewhere around here or somewhere around here to put your signature. So I'm going to put mine here. Put my signature here. And then I'm going to put a date today, which is 11/09/2021. So maybe after 10 years, you can open this drawing for this sketch, and you can see that 10 years before you've done this. So I hope everybody happy with your sketch today. You see now, as the last part before we depart, you can see we concentrate on this part, and the rest is not detailed part, but it become part of your frame. So everybody's that looking at your picture, basically they are concentrating on this part. They don't go to this part, this part, this part, this part. They can see in this part. Yeah. There's some area which I have smashed with my finger, but it's okay, I think. Yeah. You can just do that so that I don't show my fingerprint here. Okay.